Hello, and welcome back to Ikikoi, and let's get started with today's read-through. It was lunch break. Not being able to stand in Rio's cold glares, I escaped to the student council room. They didn't even invite me for lunch. Thankfully, Sumugu still made a bento for me, though it was clearly less lavish than before. Sumugu said this to me. "I'm sorry. I honestly wanted to cook breakfast for you, but the pressure I received was just too much, so... Did Aika and Rio had to go that far? Why are they getting so mad about it anyway? Especially Rio. She quarreled with Onigase all the time, so why was she getting pissed when I made Onigase cry? I don't understand her at all." Oh well. I started helping myself to the bento, all alone. That said, Sumugu's bento is still oishi. Despite its plain look, it was made delicately, and while it looked different, it was delicious as always. Hey! What? Damn it! Why do these two have to be here? You can only come here after classes for matters regarding the bunkosai. That's got nothing to do with this. You shithead. What'd you do to the boss? To boss? You mean Onigase? Duh! The hell did you do to the boss this morning? This morning? Why the heck are you blushing? Could it be that you... No, it's not what you think.
そのまさかよ。
Rio? You covered Rio? What do you mean?
その言葉のままの意味よ。うわー！貴様。
Ah, yes. The Makura back pose. I like those sprites in particular. Anyway.
防御したのにすごいわね。微妙に鼻血が出たわ。衝撃波に防御なし。そんなことより亮、何を言う気だ。別に。ただ朝にあったことを。
About what happened this morning? What did you do, asshole? Why aren't you denying it? Don't start stuttering and blushing instead.
あなたたちもいい年してまじ泣きするのもどうかと思うけど。
Idiot! This is the sweat from our hearts. It's just flowing out of our eyes.
そう100歩譲って目から出ている汗はいいけど鼻から出ている汗は譲れないわ。
Yeah, I know, I'm making that sound effect. Jeez, you two are ridiculous. I don't want to hear that from you. You did something to Boss this morning, didn't you? So shut up.
違うんだお前たち。何が違うのかしら。でもああいうことってりょうさんにもありましたよね。エカちゃん
Wait, what?
この前だってありましたよね。
For some reason, Ryo's face flushed as she hung her head down. Just recently, something similar to what happened this morning had occurred to Ryo. Oh, I like that split second there. That was a good one. I felt like I was about to recall something for a moment there.
私だってありますし朝起こしに行くぐらい。
You made her wake you up in the morning? Fuck you, what do you say? She's not allowed to even do that?
いやそれは知っていただろうお前ら。毎朝迎えに行ってるのは。
Oh, yeah, we know about that, but still. Being reminded of it pisses us off. They sure love making a big fuzz about nothing.
まあまあ喧嘩は良くないぞ。ほらゲームでもやろう。
That's a good sprite of hers. Don't bring games to school.
没収された PS がここに4台あるわ。おお仮ゲーだな。
Hunting game?
なるほど。皆様で大いなる怪物を狩ることによって結束力を高めるというわけですね。
Oh yeah, around this time it's Monster Hunter. Oh yeah, oh fuck it, yeah. Okay, now I remember what the fuck this is. Where did you get that from?
はいはいとりあえず兄さんこれね。私はこのピンク色のやつ。じゃあ私はこれだ。私はこれよ。私は応援してます。始めたら止まりそうにありませんし。
What about us? Didn't you say that we only have 4 machines? Here, have mine then. Tch, we don't need no pity from our enemy. We'll be cheering on Boss. Whatever. To be honest, I didn't feel like playing this game. But, oh well. Guess I'll switch on the power for now. Oi!
何？
Where's my armor? My character is almost naked.
そう。とりあえず始めましょう。
Hey, wait. What's that equipment you're wearing?
うるさいな。とりあえず狩りに出るわよ。じゃあこのクエストで。
Hey, that's a G-Rank quest.
実況？
I didn't say that.
最低。セクハラは顔だけにした方がいいわ。本当に長司様は言葉攻めがお好きですね。そのようなことを言わせて喜ぶなんて。
You bastard! What did you make Boss say just now? Wait, what did she say? I didn't hear her, but it seems like they're saying it's sexual harassment, so... Hey, you asshole! Why are you getting mad if you don't even get what's happening? What? Shut up, my weapon looks really weird.
ランク足りてないのかしら。
It says that I'm pretty high.
縛りプレイ？相当うまいのね。それの持ち主。兄さんも負けずに頑張ることね。出発するぞー。
待って、give me some time.
作戦とかは？めんどくさいから各自自由。そうね、みんなの足を引っ張らない程度に。
Bro, they had a special CG just for this. Ah!
何いきなり。
I barely played this game before, so...
長司。たく、あなた邪魔しかできないの？見えないところにいてくれないかしら。
Sure enough, it seemed that all I did was drag them down. Guess I'll try hiding myself in a spot where they won't see me.
って兄さんどいて、そいつ殺せない。邪魔よ。
Huh? But I'm this far away from you guys already.
長司様、生徒会室の端っこに隠れてもゲーム中では関係ありませんよ。
That's true. I just wanted to hide myself from them so much I moved instinctively.
兄さん、本当に邪魔。ねえあなた、ゲームの中で殺してほしい？
Wait, or are you guys getting more dangerous once we started playing this? I thought this game would improve our social bonding.
だから兄さんがその結束を崩しているんじゃない。
And that may be true, but...
頑張ってください、長司様。
Huh? I was killed. My armor was just too weak for a beginner like me.
まだまだ。
Having no firepower at all, there was only one thing I could do. Even if my skills at this game were bad, I could at least do this. Let's initiate the survival strategy. We had to strategize to win. Brains over brawn. Alright, Ryo, take the head. Onegase, you take the legs. And Aika, shoot through the wings with the piercing bullets. Well, my job is to... Yes. If I can be of any use in a fight, I'll just have to stay alive. That was the essence of survival strategy. Having read through the complete set of Yokoyama's Mitsuteru's Romance of the Tree Kingdom over 4 times, I've educated myself on the art of war through the lessons of history. After watching the complete collection, A Legend of Galactic Heroes, all right, that's a good one. I learned the art of tactics from the Galactic Commanders and Kaisars. True. True cold gas and that no. I've learned the techniques of psychological warfare. I, the manifestation of all this knowledge combined, had no openings. Like a dragon ascending toward the sky, I was invincible. We can do this!
本当に最低でしたね。ガチプレイでもないのに、このゲームで仕切りやって迷惑なだけなのだけど、それを平然とやってのけるのね。なんか長司の指示でよくわからなくなったぞ。兄さん、肉質知らないでしょ。身内プレイだしどうでもいいけど。まあ見てて面白かったですから、私的には最高に楽しめましたが。
What's with this? Didn't we start playing this game to improve our unity? Why did it end up with me getting scolded the whole time? I knew it. This is exactly why. I hate games! This was what the student council room felt like at their classes. It's filled with nothing but the noise of work. Everyone was busy preparing work for the upcoming general meeting for the Bunkosai.
そうだ。ねえ兄さん。
What's up? Is there something you don't understand? As Aika's voice broke the silence, everyone else stopped moving their hands and working.
なんだ？どうかしたのか？何かわからないことがあるのか？
You should be worrying about yourself instead of others.
手厳しい指摘だな。
Rio shot a glance at me before silently returning to her work.
いや、大したことじゃないんだけどさ、みんなは噂のことを知ってるのかなって思ってね。
What rumor?
はい、たわいのない話なんだけど、少し気になってて。あれかしら。噂となっているのかは知らないけど、最近やたらと話題に取り上げられているものなら。
Rio responded to Aika while keeping her eyes glued to her work. What are you talking about? The students from another school coming to...
それとは違うわ。と言っても、それがエイカちゃんの言う噂なのかは知らないけど。いえ、最近の話なら、おそらくは間違いではないかと。
Well, what is it about?
兄さんは学校の怪談というのを知っている？
Ghost stories? You mean the scary kind of rumors?
当たり前でしょ。どこの世界で怪談が噂になるような学校があるのよ。
Well, she does have a point.
最近生徒の間で流行っているらしいわ。学校の怪談がね。
Isn't that kind of out of season? It's almost winter, so ghost stories are kind of...
別に時期なんて関係ないでしょ。野菜じゃあるまいし。
What are you talking about? There's a reason why ghost stories are always hot around the summertime.
背筋がゾーってするからだろ。
Fear has nothing to do with the temperature. A chill running down your spine is just a metaphor.
なら、どんな理由よ。
That's the period when the gates of hell open up. That's why ghosts are often spotted at that time.
なんか、それもかなりうさんくさい説ね。
Is it really?
少なくとも私は聞いたことないけど、そんな説。まあいいじゃんか。そんなことよりも、その怪談の続きを話してくれよ。
Random comment. They could have totally used the fact that what's the summer festival thing that happens when I forgot. Let me very quickly look at that. Oh yeah, Obon. I think it's Obon. Yeah. So Obon is like the festival when they send back their relatives or something like that. Anyway, let's continue. That was really random.
なんか最近見たって生徒が続出しているらしいのよ。
Seeing what? A yure?
同じクラスの子も見たって言うし。
Is it only a rumor in your school building, Aika?
いいえ、こちらでも出るという話です。むしろ長司様たちが使っている校舎の方にこそ奇怪なことが起こると聞いています。
幽か。
聞いた話だと遅くまで居残りしてたら見たっていうのばかりなのだけど。
I see. So the ones who saw it were students preparing for the Bunkosai. It was still a while before all the students in the school would get excited for the festival. But some of the students have already gotten fired up and started preparing for the event. So for the sake of those students, the school allowed them to stay until about 8 p.m. for the purpose of the Bunkosai's preparations. They had probably seen it at around that time. There's been a lot of students staying at school until it's dark recently.
長 司は幽霊の存在を信じてる方か？
Beats me, but don't you usually think stuff like that doesn't really matter?
どうでもいいって、何それ。
ジョージは幽霊とか一人でいる時に出てきたら怖いとか思わないのか？
No, really. They don't exist anyway if you think about it.
へえ、いないとか断言するんだ。
I'm not saying for sure, but it's just really difficult for ghosts to exist.
なんだそりゃ。
Look, in the last 2 millennia or so, the human population has increased by 2,000%. Where are all those extra souls stocked away?
なるほど。確かに人口が増えるとそれに合わせて霊魂が増えることになるんだな。確かに不自然か。なら簡単に考えれば霊魂の生産速度が上がったんだな。肉体の生産速度に合わせて霊魂の生産速度が上がったって、なんか神秘のかけらも感じない話ね。
It would be more unnatural if you put it in the concept of reincarnation with it, Rinne. How are you going to reincarnate when you have to match with the increase and decrease in the human population?
だから人間以外にも転生するんじゃないかしら。だって絶滅した種も多いんでしょ。
In that case, what is the ratio distribution of souls distributed to individuals?
そんなの一つの命に対して一つに決まってるじゃない。
Oh, so you're saying unicellular organisms have souls too?
まあ、あるんじゃないかな。
Each human body is at least 60 trillion cells. So, you're saying each human would need at least 60 trillion souls. That's why I say it's just silly to think that ghosts actually exist.
なるほどね。怖いのね。
Huh? What do you mean?
いいえ別に。ただなんやかんや言って一生懸命幽霊がいないと力説しているからそう思っただけよ。
What are you talking about? I'm not that desperate.
なるほど。どうでもいいとか言う割にやたら噛みついてきたけど、そういう理由なのね。
That's not true. There's no way.
ならなんでさっきから足が震えてるのかしら。
They're not. God damn it.
キャラ変わってるし。
へえ、ジョージって幽霊苦手だったのか。
I said that's not true.
何マジギレしてるんだか。
でも
Ignoring my confusion, Rio continued.
もしかしたらこれは放っておけない問題なのかもしれないわね。
Huh? Why not? Just forget about it. What's the worst thing that can happen?
だからさっきからあからさまにキャラ変わってるし。
放っておけばなんて果たしてそうかしら。だって幽霊という存在の目撃例、これが本当に幽霊なのか問題だと思うの。
If it was really a Yurei or not. I see. Rio suspects this case had something to do with the students from other schools wandering in. If that's true, then this was certainly an issue. I decided to speak honestly what I thought. And that isn't really a big problem, right?
はあ。
そこまで怖いの？
Of course not.
頭がいいあなたのことだから一瞬でここ最近の他校生とのトラブルを思い浮かべたはずよ。
No. I'm just an idiot.
そんなことは知ってるわ。あなたがバカなことぐらい。
Wait, didn't you just say I was smart earlier? Hey, dude, so you're like afraid of Yure. Wait, whoa, you guys! Boss, we made a table sorted by classes for the distribution of blackout curtains.
ありがとう。
Well, what do you know? Our universal honor student, Yanigase, is afraid of ghosts. That's not true. I'm not afraid of ghosts at all.
話を戻すけど、今私が懸念しているのは、幽霊の正体が基地の存在。つまり人間だったら。 だったら問題ないんじゃないか？他の生徒が歩いてるのを誤認したってことだよな。その可能性もあるけど、もし仮に噂として広がっている幽霊が、学校に不法侵入している不定の輩だったら。
ああ、なるほど。幽霊ではなくて、兄さんの仲間の変質者や、兄さんの仲間の変態性欲者とか、兄さんの仲間の特殊な趣味な特殊なメガネの特殊な体型の方々の可能性があると。
So I have to click to find out. Okay, let's click one more. Aika, I think you can cut up the part with them being one of my kind. All right, let's see what's written here.
ああ、なるほど。幽霊ではなくて、兄さんの仲間の変質者や、兄さんの仲間の変態性欲者とか、兄さんの仲間の特殊な趣味な特殊なメガネの特殊な体型の方々の可能性があると。
そうね。長寿の仲間のゴキブリかもしれないし。
Gokiburi isn't Ningen. Okay, my brain's dying.
だから、いちいちあなたの仲間のゴキブリって言ってるでしょ？昆虫のゴキブリのことじゃないわよ。
You lost me.
なるほど。つまり、ゴキブリ人間。大量のゴキブリが人間の形に。
Sumugu. What the hell? Wait, stop it. That's scarier than it goes.
でも、おかしいですね。私が学校に住んでいた時には、そのようなもの見たことありませんが。
That's right. Sumugu has been living in this janitor's room in the school until just recently.
それも、そんな昔ではありませんよね。本当に幽霊の場合、霊感の有無で見える見えないがあるかもしれないし、もし仮に人間の場合、公務員が常駐しているとはいえ、その目をかいくぐるのは決して難しいことではないわ。
なるほど。確かに、それはそうですね。
というわけで。
Huh? A seemingly distant bell rang. It chimed, signaling that it was midnight. Well, not really. It was 9 o'clock at this moment. Though it wasn't midnight, the school grounds void of any students had an eerie air around it.
待たせたわ。
Oh, Ryo! Mate. Nani? Oh, she's wearing her Miko outfit. That's very nice. As soon as it turned to that familiar voice, the girl standing there was Ryo, wearing an unfamiliar outfit.
何？なぜあなたは変な顔をもっと歪ませてるのかしら？苦しいの？今から脱皮でもするの？
I'm just shocked, okay? And what's with that shedding skin crap? Tonikaku, what's with that outfit?
何もどうも。巫女装束なのだけれども。
I'm asking why you're wearing it.
これは対幽霊用といったところかしら。
Didn't you say that we're just patrolling because it might be a human?
あくまでも可能性よ。これでも湯川家はれっきとした神職なのだから。もし仮に人でないのなら、それなりの対処を考えないといけないわ。
Wait, so you're saying it's possible it's not human? After looking carefully, I could see someone else wearing a similar red and white clothing behind Ryo. Is that you, Aika? The person who stood behind Ryo reacted tremendously to my voice.
どうしたのかしら？何を恥ずかしがっているの？
そりゃ、恥ずかしがりもします。
A lot of people are wearing Miko outfits right now. So tell me, Hane is also doing it. The girl who was forcibly pulled out from behind Ryo was Aika. She wore the same kind of Miko outfit as Ryo. And there were some differences though. Her hakama had a few extra folds at her waist, The upper part also seemed much looser and baggier, perhaps from excess cloth. Basically, the outfit was too big for her. Dot dot dot.
何よその顔。何暴れんでるの？殺されたいの？
It's not that bad, you know. It's not that bad. Anyway. Oh no, of course not.
自分用の装束しか持ってきていなかったので、エイカちゃんには大きいけど、我慢してもらえるかしら。
No, wait. I meant to say, I didn't mean to say it's not that bad because it implies there's still something bad. No. She's fine. She's fine. That's what I mean. No, that's what I meant to say. She's fine. Gladys justice after all. And well, it wasn't only the chest area, so she was also way more petite than Rio. So, you know, yeah, let's continue for now.
私にはちょうど良いの。
Yeah, what the fuck? Look at those! Holy shit! Whoa! Oh my god! Onegase, who wore the same Miko outfit, walked over to us from behind.
これで全員揃ったかしら。
Where's Sumugu?
ああ、つむぐさんは公務員室に戻ったわ。後で合流するという話よ。
I see.
あのさ、兄さん。
What is it?
あまりこちらを見ないでくれるかしら。
Why not?
なんでもよ。見たらその度に目をつぶしていくからね。
Does that mean I'll lose my sight from just 2 glances?
なんでエイカちゃんは恥ずかしがっているのかしら。ただの巫女装束でしょうに。
いや別に巫女衣装が恥ずかしいわけではないです。ただ鬼ヶ瀬さんもりょうさんも胸大きいから。
Eika became dejected. Well, she's wearing clothes of Rio's size, so that's natural. As her Nissan, I should be saying something in this situation. Oh man, we already had this kind of question. Well, our first route is don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can't help it if they're small. Hey, why are you hitting me?
そりゃ当たり前でしょ。人のことを小さいとかデリカシーのかけらもない発言。
But you're the one who said that they're small, didn't you?
うるさい。小さい小さい言うな。アホ兄さん。
That's so mean. I have something to ask Rio.
何？質問は後でまとめて受け付ける予定なのだけれども。
I'll get really concerned if I don't get this clear first. So if you don't mind.
何かしら。
Where's everyone wearing Miko outfits?
さっき説明したでしょ。もう地方が始まったの？あなたの脳は老人犯だらけなのかしら。
Of course not. You just told me the reason why you were wearing a Miko outfit, but not everyone else.
だからさっきも言ったでしょ。万が一を考えてよ。
A precautionary measure.
万が一相手が幽霊であった場合、かつ悪質なものであった場合、この装束は清めの儀式が済んでいるから、その万が一にも彼女たちを守ってくれるわ。
But you see, Aika and Onegase are wearing purified Miko outfits, but I'm just wearing my normal clothes, so
失念していたわ。
You're definitely lying.
ほら、では私の巫女装束を着る？なんだりょう、全裸になりたいのか？違うわよ。その場合、私は制服に着替えるのよ。
Me? Wearing a Miko outfit?
そう怖いのだったらそうすればいいわ女装するほど怖いのであればね
What are you trying to say?
そんなに怖いの兄さんは。
Of course not. Your Nisa doesn't believe in crap like that. Ghosts don't exist. There's no way I'm going to put on that Miko outfit. Never.
普通に変だぞジョージのテンションまあ安心してその万が一の場合は私が彼女たちを守るから
Well, what about me?
あなたなら大丈夫でしょう放射能を浴びても死なないのだから
I'm not a Gokiburi, and Yurei have nothing to do with radiation. The hell are you guys making a fuss over? If it's some trespasser instead of a Yurei, he would be running away by now. Huh? So you're here too? Wait. Those two usually came in pairs, but the other delinquent wasn't there. You're actually alone for once. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
でもどうしたんだ珍しい
Oh, I can't connect to his cell phone. I don't know where he is. You're not wearing any Miko outfit or anything? What? Of course I'm not. The heck are you on about? Aren't you afraid? What? Yanagase? You're really afraid. I thought that was just a joke, but you're seriously peeing your pants over ghosts. Of course not. Oh, really? Well, I fear no ghosts. A delinquent afraid of ghosts would be a joke. Really? So, don't you have some kind of spiritual powers, Yukawa? Can you sense anything?
噂になりそうな悪霊の類は今のところ感じないわね普通の霊ならあなたたちの横にさっきからいるけれども
I see. Normal goes. That's making my fist tremble in excitement.
ダンスって動揺しすぎじゃないのかしらちなみに今のは軽いお茶目よ
Don't go scaring people like that.
なぜ驚くことがあるのかしらあなたは全く幽霊が怖くないと聞いたけど
I wasn't scared. You're contradicting yourself now.
まあとりあえず入ってみない？あまりこんな場所で時間潰すのもどうかと思うし。
そうね予定通りに直接校舎内を調べてみるのが一番ね
それでは早速校舎に行きましょうほら兄さんも早く
Aika said that and grabbed onto my arm.
何兄さん本当に怖いの
Koi? What?
手びしょびしょで気持ち悪い
You're pathetic as hell. Look at me. I'm so relaxed. I can even do the twist dance with my knees. Your legs are obviously shaking even if you're trying to pretend otherwise.
もういいから行くぞたくだらしないな男のくせに
Yo, look at that. Hey, let's go, Yanigase. We men should be taking the lead. Come on. Mate, hey, don't pull me. I can follow you on my own. With Onegase's underling grabbing onto my arm, we ran toward the back of the building. That's where the staff entrance was located. Tell me again, why do I have to wander around the school in the middle of the night while holding hands with another man? Hanase, you baka! Oh, are you getting afraid? Are you retarded? I don't want to walk while holding hands with another man! Holding hands with another man? He hurriedly let go of my hand. It was going to happen. How pathetic. It must have been it must have been for two men to be holding hands with each other. I didn't mean it, okay? It's not like I did that on purpose, got it? What's wrong with this guy? Everything else aside, why was he trying to explain his actions while pushed on his face? There's one more thing I should tell you. What is it? Even if this happened, it doesn't mean that you triggered my flag or anything, okay? So, don't get started hoping for a delinquent A route. Who the hell would? Who the hell would want to enter your route, you idiot? Stop saying disgusting things already, you dumbass. Yabe.
どうしたのかしら。そんな気色悪い顔して。
Well, excuse me. This is how my face normally looks.
それで兄さんどうしたの？
I forgot to bring a flashlight.
ああ、そうか。廊下の電気をつけるわけにはいかないんだもんね。
それでは不審者が逃げてしまうからな。
Go man, boss. I forgot to bring one too.
明かりなら私が持ってきているけれども。
That's real for you. She's like a professional in stuff like this already.
「これって少々雰囲気が出過ぎじゃありませんか？
We held one lit candlestick each. It was as if we're going to sit in a circle and tell ghost stories. Why is it a candle?
雰囲気があっていいだろ。
Why do we have to purposely create an atmosphere like this?
許してほしいわ。私にとって明かりといえばろうそくなの。懐中電灯というのでは格好がつかないわ。
Well, stop caring about style.
兄さん、明かりを持ってきてもらっただけでありがたい話なんですから。
そうよ。なんならあなただけ暗闇を歩く？
No, ごめん。冗談。
ろうそくがなければ真っ暗の校舎を歩くことになったんだし、別にいいだろ、明かりなんてあるだけで。
How can you even be so calm in a situation like this, Onigase?
それで階段って具体的にはどんなのがあるのかしら。
そうですね。この中で学校の階段のことを知っているの他にどなたかいますか？
私は詳しくは知らないわ。
Wait, this BGM is similar to one of the Suinosaur remake BGMs. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, neither do I.
知らないぞ。
I'm not really sure since...
どうしたの兄さん？
Oh no. It's nothing. This shouldn't have anything to do with that email, right? Oh yeah, there was that setup for that thing. They had that thing going on. I forgot. That email said that it was just a fantasy at the end of it too. But the depiction of it was just so realistic. I was also concerned about how the inner school building descriptions matched so well with this very school building. No, there's nothing related between them. I was overthinking about this. I shook my head and chased away the memories of the email.
どうしたの？兄さんなんか顔色が悪くない？
Betsy? Don't mind me.
気にするなって余計気になるんだけど。はあ、 ならこの場で知っているのは私だけということなのかしら。
申し訳ないけど説明してもらえると助かるわ。
そうですね。どの学校にも七不思議という噂がありますが、この学校も例外ではないみたいです。
で、この学校にはどんな七不思議があるんだ？
七不思議ではありません。
Huh? But didn't you just say the school has something like that too?
この学校にあるのは七不思議ではなく四回忌です。
Oh. 4回。
面白いわね。この学校は数が少ないのね。なんか中途半端で恐怖が薄れるな。
そうですか？7って縁起のいい数字ですし、4の方が怖くありませんか？
In case you're not familiar, 4 is a very yeah, that is a auspicious number. Also another auspicious number in Japanese. The number 4 is the equivalent of number 13 in Western numerology, whatever. So that's why Japanese buildings don't have a quote unquote fourth floor. You know, kind of like some buildings don't have a 13th floor. So it's kind of like that. Some, but nowadays some buildings do have 13 floors and all that. But anyway, there was a time. I've been to some buildings like that. Anyway, 7 is auspicious.
まあラッキーセブンとか37とかいいイメージがあるかもしれないな。
You know, you do have a point.
七福神とかも7で縁起がいいわね。無病息災を願って食べる七草がゆというのも縁起がいいし。そうやって聞いてると七不思議に比べてかなり不気味になってきたな。4回忌。
そうですね。なんといっても4という数字は死を連想させますし。
Oh yeah, it's okay. Now I remember what's up with number 4. I still remember JoJo Part 5. There's that one character who's really afraid of the number 4. Anyway. So what? Who cares if it's the 7 wonders or 4 mysteries? Let's just hurry up and start investigating.
そうだな。私もいつまでも談話しているのは飽きたぞ。
That's right. We're here to investigate if the Yurist or the ghost story rumors in our school originate from real ghosts or from a person with ill intent. Having 7 wonders would mean that there would be 7 places. Having 4 mysteries would just mean that we would have to investigate only 4 spots. We had fewer places to check out. With a reason like that, I felt thankful that we had 4 mysteries instead of 7 wonders.
それでどこを調査すればいいのかしら。
そうですね。最も有名な4回忌、トイレの花子さんとかどうですか？
I like how every damn school has the Hanako of the washroom. That's like the most standard ghost story. Does something like that really exists?
でも女子トイレって言っても校舎にはかなりの数があるけど全部を回るのかしら。
あ、いえ、この学校で噂されているのは兄さんの校舎の3階の北端にある開かずの女子トイレの話なので、そこを調べるだけでいいかと思います。
3階の北の女子トイレ。
The north side of the 3rd floor? There's no washroom there. Those are in the middle, right?
男子トイレは真ん中なのだけれども女子トイレは北端にあるわ。あそこに開かない扉があるのは知ってたけど、そこがトイレの花子さんの住処だったのか。まあ知っているでしょうね。
なんか噂で聞いたのですけど、そこの塔って1階と2階には女子トイレがないのに3階だけあるのですよね。北の隅に不自然に。
そう言われてみればそうだな。でもあそこに限らずこの学校の女子トイレってなんか変じゃないか？
What? Really?
うん、変だぞ。そう思わないか？
I wouldn't know. I never went into a girl's washroom before. So what's weird about it?
何がって言われるとわからないのだけど、 なんかおかしいよな、どこのトイレも。
What's with her? Why is she saying in such a horribly eerie way?
でも特にあの女子トイレはおかしいわね。
Wait, what now? Is there some kind of head honcho washroom among all the other weird washrooms? This is kind of freaking me out.
それでは早速行くわよ。着いたな。
I'm just so totally not afraid. Yeah, this isn't scary at all. Oh, you too? You have a say? But why? What a coincidence! This washroom was supposed to have undergone scheduled cleaning, probably due to the rumor it had an indescribable atmosphere around it, as if it had never been cleaned before. With all these peculiar happenings, it possessed a kind of ominous aura. This sure feels strange. Really? I'm coming up with jokes because this is totally not scary at all. What kind of jokes? If you're freaked out in the washroom, you might take a leap. Do you get what I mean?
人の気配はないよね。だな。
Rio and Onigase ignored the cold choke and stepped into the washroom.
私たちも行きましょう。
What? Wait, hey, this is a girl's washroom, right? It'll be bad if we go in.
細かいことはいいんだよ。
This isn't a small matter. Shut the hell up. When boss tells you to go, you move it.
まあ今は非常事態ですし、入っても問題ないのでは。それに兄さんにとっては一生に一度のご褒美でしょうから。
Who do you think I am for thinking that going into a girl's washroom is once in a lifetime chance?
変態でしょ。
Yeah, I guess it is a hentai, even though he's an honor student.
優等生だからじゃないか。
Is that how it works? I see. He's an honor student. That's why he's a hentai. Shut up! I'm not a pervert already.
私たちはここに調査に来ているのでしょ。こんな時ぐらい、さもしい下心は封印しておきなさい。一生に一度のご褒美で、内心大喜びなのはわかるけど。
Why would I be jumping for joy in my heart over something like this?
変態だからでしょ。
I guess that's normal if he's a hentai. I'm not a hentai, damn it! Tonikaku, let's go in already. Huh? As a man held my hand, I was guided into the forbidden question mark land. Hey, wait! Stop holding my hand every time! Where the hell was my poor little hand held by a man over and over again today?
例の気配も感じないわね。
I've seen this background before. Do you remember this background? Rio, who was walking around each corner of the washroom to check, suddenly came to a stop.
ここの扉だけ開かないわね。
The door of the third stall, starting from the entrance, wouldn't budge no matter how hard she tried pushing.
そこだぞ、開かないとは。
じゃあそこがトイレの花子さんのいる開かずの扉なんですね。
Oh, I can't open it either.
それでエイカちゃん、トイレの花子さんというのはどういう噂なのかしら。
赤いスカートを履いたおかっぱ頭の女の子にトイレに引きずり込まれるというものです。
Hey, I heard that before. I think my friend's friend's friend went missing after getting dragged in.
なるほど。それでそれは何の前触れもなくいきなり引きずり込まれてしまうのかしら。
いえ、手順があるみたいです。 トイレの花子さんを呼び出すには扉を3回ノックして「花子さんいらっしゃいますか?」と質問するとか。
Hey, wait, what do you think you're doing, Rio?
こうやって呼び出すのでしょ。
Didn't you hear what she said? If you call her out, you'll get pulled in.
へえ、長司。あれほど幽霊がいないと力説していたのに、まるで花子さんがいることが前提なのね。
Well...
やはり幽霊が怖いのかしら。
Of course not.
だったらあなたが言ってくれるかしら。
Huh? What words?
最後の言葉を。
And what are those words?
花子さんいらっしゃいますかだろ。
Oh, look. Only because he said it.
それダメですよ、りょうさん。
なぜかしら。
花子さんを呼び出すには一番手前の扉から順番に奥の扉まで呼びかけていかないとダメなんです。
そうなの？
それで奥まで呼びかけると、今リオさんが立っている3番目の個室から「はい」って返事が聞こえるんですよ。
なるほど。そこで扉を開けると中に花子さんがいるわけね。
ええ。
よし、では早速。
Boss, you mustn't. You can't do something that dangerous.
そうよ、あなたがやってはダメよ。これは長司、あなたがやるのよ。
あれ？
幽霊怖くないのでしょ？
That's right. You do it. You're not afraid of them anyway, right?
あなたも怖くないのでしょ？
Huh? As instructed earlier, both of us stood in front of the door to the first stall. By the way, Rio said something earlier.
そういえば、先ほどのくだらない北がどうこうというダジャレだけど、古来から日本では死者が住む国は北にあると言われているのよ。ここのトイレが北であるのも偶然ではないかもしれないわね。
She just had to open her mouth and tell me such a horrifying piece of trivia. Are you in there, Hanako-san? And so we started calling out to the stalls. Our voices echoed a little in the quiet washroom before being followed by the sound of our footsteps. We moved to the next stall and did it again. Are you in there, Hanako-san? I called out. You sure about this? What do you mean? If Hanako-san really exists, we're gonna get captured, won't we? There's no way something silly like that can be true.
あと2つよ。
本当に出てくるのか？
Are you in there, Hanako-san?
いよいよです。
This is the third door.
何が起こるかわからない。念のため、二人とも下がっていた方がいいわ。
Hey, is it that dangerous?
安心して。あなたたちが引きずり込まれてる隙に、みんなをちゃんと逃がすから。
So, you're gonna leave us behind. It felt like time had stopped with this tense atmosphere. Curious yet unsure, all eyes were fixated upon the final door. What is it?
何呪い？
Ah!
思い出した！
Huh? Remember what?
そうだ、思い出したぞ。そう。この扉が開かない理由だ。
そうなんですか？
そうね。これが鍵なんだけど。
Huh? A kagi?
この鍵をこのドアに差し込んで、こうやって開けると。
Huh? What's with this sound? The sound. The hell is this?
これって。
そうよ。
最後の扉ってトイレじゃなくて非常階段への扉なんだぞ。
What?
ここは非常階段の扉。普通のトイレと並んでいるから紛らわしいのだけど。
Why is that here?
詳しくは知らないわ。ただこの学校っておかしな構造をしている場所がいくつかあるのよ。ここも無理やり後から女子トイレを作った結果、こんなことになってしまったのよ。
Huh? Why did they construct it like this anyway?
もともと両党別々の学校だったのは知ってるわよね。それぞれ歌木男子学園とセントリーオン女学園。こちらの党は前は男子校だったのよ。だからここに限らず全ての女子トイレは後から作ってあるのよ。
なるほど。だからこの学校の女子トイレっておかしな構造の場所がいくつかあるのか。なんか変だなぁと思ってたんだけど。
I see.
そういえばこの非常階段で昔は自由に外に出られたのに、最近出られなくなってしまって困っていたのだぞ。
そうね、私も困っていたわ。バカな生徒がこのドアを使ってサボタージュするって先生に相談されて。だったらいっそのことこの非常階段は使えないように鍵を閉めてしまえばいいのではないですかって。
それで
種が逃亡によく使ったから開かなくしたのよ。
And?
幽霊でもなんでもないわ。ここが開かなくなったのはそういう理由よ。
そういえばそんなだったような気もするな。
What did you say? なんですってFor Mysteries Case 1. Hanako-san of the locked washroom. The door is locked because it's not connected to a washroom, but an emergency staircase. Case closed. Alright, 3 mysteries to go. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's continue. I can hardly muster up any energy. My legs are also heavy. I never imagined that things would turn out like this.
長司、シャキッとしろ。まだ全てが解決したわけではないんだ。気を抜くのは早いぞ。
Yo. I don't want to hear that from you.
まあよかったじゃない。霊もいなかったし、何より不審者がいなかったんだから。これで一つ安心を得られたわ。
You knew about it from the very beginning, didn't you? Oh well, she was right. We were here to investigate if there were any suspicious people around. I should be glad about that's how that case ended. Now what? We had 3 more rumored spots to investigate, so let's get to the next one.
あら、だいぶリラックスしてきたのね。
After experiencing that, anyone would. Huh? What's that noise?
1階からね。この音、電話かしら。
A red public telephone on the first floor was ringing. It was one of those rare kinds that still accepted 10 yen coins. Well, why is the public phone ringing?
電話が鳴ってるわね。
これ4回忌の2つ目の回忌よ。
What is it about? The denwa kept on ringing. Everyone's faces tense up as they watch a terribly noisy phone ring, except for one person.
もしもし、何か用か？
Yo. She picked it up.
え？今タバコ屋の前？そうなのか。そのまままっすぐ行くといいぞ。
Wait, why are you hanging up already?
相手が切ったからだよ。なんか私は今タバコ屋の前にいるとか言ってたぞ。
それってメリーさんの電話。
そういえばそんなこと言ってたな。外国の人っぽい名前だった。
And why did you start guiding her to our school?
なんか迷っているのかなとか思って。
And how would you get lost anyway if it was really from Mary-san?
メリーさんだったらどうなるのかしら。
すぐに電話が来るはずです。
Sure enough, like a response to Aika's words, the denwa rang again. What are we going to do? Can't we just not pick up the phone?
私が出るわ。
Wait, why do you have to pick it up? Why can't we just let it be?
あなたは誰？そう。もう玄関に？切られたわ。
Hey, what do you mean she's at the gate already? Don't we have anything to defend ourselves? Well, I could think of a bunch. Mary-san might get tired for climbing halfway if we're in some tall apartment or something.
残念ながら学校は高層マンションではないわ。メリーさんとやらが疲れるほど高くないわ。
That's why I said we should have just pretended not to hear the ring.
それだと永遠に後をつけてくるだけだって聞いたような。
すれ違うんじゃなかったか？
Pass by her?
すれ違うとそのままメリーさんは離れていってしまうんだよ。確か数年後にロシアとかから電話が来るとか聞いたことあるぞ。
Huh? When she gets close to you, she'll be really, really far away, huh? That sounds like she's some kind of meteor or something.
とりあえず次の電話は、私メリーさん、今あなたの後ろにいるの。それを聞いたら電話を取った人間はメリーさんと目を合わせないようにうまくすれ違えば問題ないはずよ。
So, who's gonna do it? Without a hint of mercy, the denwa rang again. Ryo gently picked up the receiver. Ryo, you...
はい、あなたが出て。
What? She then proceeded to pass the receiver into my hand. Oi! I called out to the caller at the other side of the receiver. The voice from the other side was quite difficult to understand, but I could somehow form words from it. It's me, Mary, and I'm right behind you. This is bad. Mary-san is already right behind me. The subject of one of the ghost stories in the school. Mary-san. It's me, Mary, and I'm right behind you. I heard that voice again from the denwa. I'm right behind you. The third time the voice appeared, I noticed a change in the voice. Instead of coming from the receiver, the voice from behind me was getting louder and louder. It was as if Mary-san was truly right behind me. The faint whisper of Mary-san floated into my ear. It was then that I had remembered. Was it the story of Mary-san about a discarded girl-shaped doll calling through the denwa? First, she was thrown away in the dustbin, then in front of a cigarette shop, finally in front of a gate. When the gate was open, no one was there. When the person thought it might just be a prank by some kid, the final phone call rang and recited those infamous words. If that was true, the voice of Mary-san should be a girl's. After all, a girl's doll equipped with an out-of-character voice would be terribly weird. With that doubt in my mind, I listened to the voice once more, and the discomfort got even worse. That's because the voice through the phone then wasn't the kind of voice a girl would make. Mary-san was a girl. And yet the voice that entered my ears sounded like an old male foreigner. Curiosity killed the cat, and I turned to look behind me before realizing it. And once I looked straight at who it was behind me. It's this guy. The black ship guy. What's his name again? I forgot. Matthew Perry. You're so bad, SCA-ji. Why does SCA-ji really like this guy? Why does he really like Matthew Perry? What the fuck? It's me, Perry. And I'm right behind you now. Please open up train with us. Huh? Please open up train with us.
あ、開国帝のペリー様。
What the fuck? What the hell? What am I looking at? Fucking game. Please open up train with us.
皆様、どうされたのですか？
Well,誰？
近所の中華屋のペリー様ですよ。いつも出前を頼んでいます。
Open up train. Open up train.
でもペリー様は日本語を覚えないから、なかなか地図も覚えられなくてすぐに迷ってしまうのです。皆様の分も注文しておきました。ずっと見回りをしてましたし、そろそろお腹が減る頃だろうと思いまして。あ、ペリー様、その料理を生徒会室まで運んでもらえますか？
What's going on?
いやー、なんか巻き舌だったんで、ペリーさんがメリーさんに聞こえたんだよ。
よくあることよ。最初にメリーさんと聞こえると思って聞いてしまえば、ペリーという言葉はずっとメリーと聞こえ続ける。
If you're an English speaker, you don't have this problem. But maybe for a Japanese person who doesn't know English that much, maybe. But like, anyway. Wow, really?
あなただってずっとメリーと聞こえていたのでしょ？
I guess you have a point. 確かに。
変化網みたいなものよ。
Change blindness?
そう。最初に思い込むと変化になかなか気がつかないってこと。心理学ではそういう実験があるらしいわ。
Why is he sweating? What kind?
例えば、
Why is he
ホ
crying?
テルのフロントで客がサインなどをしていて視線が外れた隙に、最初のフロントマンと違うフロントマンに入れ替えたりするのよ。
Fronto man. That's the term for receptionist? Holy shit.
半数近くの人間はフロントマンが入れ替わったことに気がつかないというわ。つまり人間は最初にそう聞こえてしまったり見えてしまったりすると、その暗示から抜け出すのは容易ではないということよ。特にメリーとペリーは音が似ているわ。さらにネイティブの発音に受話器越し。間違えて聞こえて当然という感じかしら。
I see. Since we had a strong impression of the name Maddie, we didn't notice the difference between it and the name Perry. It's like we were already imprinted with that prior knowledge. Look at that fucking drawing. They didn't even make an effort for the head, the drawing of that arm. It's just straight up like something they made in paint. That's true. I did believe I heard the name Mary through the perceiver. I only realized that something was wrong after hearing the voice coming from behind me.
紡さんは何度も学校で開国亭使ってるのですか？
はい。
なるほど。じゃあこの学校のメリーさんの正体は開国亭のペリーさんということね。
How should I say this? I'm a little disappointed.
そんなものじゃないかしら。
Hey, why are you eating my food again? That's my ramen.
あなたが遅いのが悪いのよ。麺が伸びるわ。
War Mysteries Case 2. Mary's phone call. A mishearing case of Perry as Mary. Case closed. What is this fucking joke? Scotty really likes this guy. This is the first time he made him as a joke character. Jesus Christ. I didn't expect something like that to happen twice. For some reason, I feel like the next case is going to be something as ridiculous as the last two.
気持ちはわからなくはないわ。でも、ここまで調べたのだから、最後までしっかりと調べてみないと。中途半端で終わっては、これまでの調査が無駄になってしまうわよ。
I guess you're right.
で、次なんですけど。
What's the next case?
次は、玄関の大鏡です。
The Kagami at the entranceway. What kind of weird things happened there?
ちょうど時間が近づいてきたのですけど、今度は合わせ鏡です。
Facing mirrors? Oh, you mean the kind that drags you away? Or something when you face two mirrors at a particular time?
はい。でも、うちの学校のものは少し変わってて、普通この手のものは合わせ鏡の呪いと呼ばれることが多いのですけど、歌木では合わせ鏡の鬼とか合わせ鏡鬼って呼ばれているんですよ。
合わせ鏡鬼。
For the first time today, a gloomy expression appeared in Ryo's face. Oni is a Japanese mythical being from folklores. Some call it a demon or yure. What's demon again? Akuma? Akuma? I can't remember anymore. Anyway. What's the matter? You don't even care about the previous cases.
そうね。この怪奇現象については、私がやってみるわ。
Huh? Nande? Ryo ignored my question entirely, then stood in front of the Kagami.
合わせる鏡は何でもいいのかしら。
はい、合わせる鏡は何でもいいはずです。ただ、時間が決まっていて。
It goes without saying that the time must be something along the lines of 12 midnight or 4:44. And since Aika said it was almost time, is the time exactly midnight?
そう。
Ryo brought out a small kagami from her pocket. I had never seen her look this serious. What's wrong? Why are you acting so different from earlier?
ええ。まあ多分大丈夫だと思うけど、これだけは少し嫌な予感がするの。
Why do we see ourselves here right now? I had a bad feeling. A strangely serious expression on Ryo's face. One that I'd never seen since that day.
おい、本当に大丈夫なのか、りょう。鬼って言葉が少し気になっただけだから。多分今までの怪奇現象みたいにどうでもいい理由だとは思うんだけど。
You're concerned about why it's called an oni?
正直合わせって言葉も引っかかるわ。もし仮に私の予想が正しいのであれば、大将を誤ったら大変なことになるはずだわ。
Hey, what do you mean by that?
鬼ごっこを古来何と言っていたか知っている？
The origins of the game of tag.
もともとは鬼ごとと言われていたのよ。
鬼ごとですか。それって能とか狂言とかで鬼を主役とする物語のことですよね。鬼物と言ったり。
そう。鬼ごととは鬼を模したもののことを言う。当然子供の遊びである鬼ごっこも鬼の行動を模したものになっている。
Wait, so what are you trying to do?
そろそろ0時です。
そう。みんな下がっていて危ないから。
Aburai. So you're... I robbed Rio of her Kagami, then faced it while standing in between it and the huge Kagami. Basically, I was reflecting myself into the reflection of the other Kagami.
0時ちょうどです。
Ah! For only an instant, I was surrounded in complete darkness. It may be that a wind had passed by, and the fire of the candle had diminished. But in that brief instance, the darkness was literally devoid of any signs of light. Is it just me, or did it get a little dark? Nobody answered. I noticed that I can't see things properly. The hallway was getting darker. It was as if all the other candles had been extinguished. The candle I was holding remained lit, but every other light source, including the moonlight shining in from outside, had vanished completely. I was inside the school campus in the middle of darkness. Uh, it's kind of dark. Can you guys turn on the lights? Again, nobody answered. My surroundings, which had been so lively just a little while ago, was now dead silent. It was void of any sign of life. Dareka? I reached my hand out to try and search for the rest of them within the darkness, but I couldn't find anyone. Does this mean that I got sucked into the Kagami just like in the rumors? Cold sweat began to flow my cheeks. And the wind sure was cold. What? Dareda! A voice was coming from further down the hallway. I headed toward that direction. There was something there, no doubt about it. It was down the hallway, and it was closing in on me. It was a voice that was crisp and clear, unlike Perry-san's case earlier. A voice that induced an instinctive warning of danger. A voice that cannot belong to a human. My instincts were telling me, run away from this voice. So I started running.
逃げたわよ。
I dashed down the hallway as quickly as I can, then rushed up on the stairs. However, those things arrived at the upper level without even going through the stairs. It was as if they had ascended via an invisible staircase, freely passing through the walls and floors. You got to be kidding me!
あっちに逃げたわ。
I thought I saw girls wearing kimonos amidst the darkness. One kimono had grown terribly dull in color. Another kimono had color so vivid, it's creepy. But what exactly were they? I couldn't take a closer look to tell. All I can do right now is to keep on running.
逃げても無駄なのに。
I couldn't see their appearances, but I could faintly hear their voices. They were trying to catch me. I was sure of hearing that at least, despite the increase in my blood pressure and my noisy heartbeat. Yes, I understood that ever since that moment, the moment when the whole school building sunk into darkness. Calm down, I told myself, trying to make myself settle down. They weren't very quick, but apparently they weren't bound by walls, floors, or even gravity, and they didn't feel fatigue. Let's calm down and think. Did I get captured into the huge Kagami? If that's true, things would be a little weird. Assuming that I was already captured, they would have no reason to come chase after me. It should have been the end for me. But judging from this situation, it didn't seem like things were all over yet. Come on. Remember, what did Rio say? Rio had said this. This case might go terribly wrong if it's not handled properly. So if I handled it properly, I might be able to escape from here. Those words made Rio's expression stiffen up like never before. Just by the mention of the mirror-facing Oni. Mirror-facing Oni.
正直、合わせって言葉も引っかかるわ。もし仮に私の予想が正しいのであれば、
Oops.
鬼ごっこを古来何と言っていたか知っている？もともとは鬼ごとと言われていたのよ。そう、鬼ごととは鬼を模したもののことを言う。当然、子供の遊びである鬼ごっこも鬼の行動を模したものになっている。
I recall what Rio said. I traced her thought process. Her family operates a jinja, so her knowledge on the field was rich. It may be that there was an answer within this world. The mirror facing Oni. Rio was probably not thinking about that word as the title of one of the 4 mysteries in the school, but something deeper than that. If not, she wouldn't be bringing up the origins of the game of tag. What was happening right now was exactly as Rio had described. Children imitating an Oni in a game of tag. If I get caught, I would become the Oni. The only difference was whether this was truly just a game or not. In that case, I could be certain that interpreting the situation as a game of tag was important. I remember the version of the game of tag that was rarely played in the cities nowadays. An old way of playing the game of tag. That was what sprung into my mind in that moment. As I stopped my footsteps and focused on my thoughts, the Yure soon caught up with me and were almost in front of me. Of course, I couldn't see them. I almost realized the kimono that I thought I'd seen earlier did not exist to begin with. I thought I heard the noise of kimonos brushing against each other. In fact, I just perceived them. One kimono had grown terribly dull in color. Another kimono that had colors so vivid and scary. Those were merely noise. It was impossible for me to escape now. This was a theory that I thought of, but I believe it matched Rio's thoughts. I squatted on the floor. Immediately the ghosts stopped their teasing laughter. The countermeasure against the Oni in the game of tag, squatting. It was one of the many versions to play tag. Squat tag was a traditional one. There were many rules in the game of tag. In this version, if someone was going to be caught, they could squat down to prevent themselves from getting caught. Oh, she said he was boring. The tone of the ghost Yure changed. I covered my ears and kept squatting. As time passed by, the voices of the Yure echoed throughout the hallway.
つまらないつまらないここはもうつまらないここはもうつまらない次に行こう
Let's go to the next. Okay. 次に行こう。
なんだ
Whoa! What the hell? The Kagami cracked all of a sudden. As soon as their voices reached me, the world of darkness suddenly found light. I never knew that lighting from the moonlight alone could shed so much brightness in the school at midnight. And apparently the things that happened to me took no longer than a second. I felt like the moon was hidden with the clouds for a split second, and then the Kagami cracked. Basically, it seems like the long game of tag happened in a split second and only within my head.
なんで割れたの
誰も触ってないよな。
As I just stood on my feet blankly, Rio came over to me with a worried look.
大丈夫だったの？
Yeah, I guess. It was pretty scary. I was chased by something I couldn't see. They were like children, but at the same time they seemed really dangerous.
あんな無茶するから、よく素人が帰ってこれたわね。
It's because of the clue you gave me. Without that, I probably would have been running until I exhausted myself and got caught.
あれこそ鬼よ。鬼は、もともとは鬼という字を書いたの。これはそのまま姿が見えないものという意味。
Alright, the description in the dictionary did start with the explanation like that.
その姿が見えない鬼と出会うには、必ず何かしらの儀式を必要とする。今回の場合、鏡を合わせることによって、鬼に合わせるという儀式となっている。
What's with that ritual? It sounds like bad wordplay.
ダジャレじゃないわ。姿を持たない鬼は、物質的に自由ではあるけど、その代わりに言葉に対して大きな制約を受けるの。その言葉の音が持っている意味全てに縛られることになるの。私たちが物理的な制約から自由ではないように、彼らは言葉の制約から自由ではない。だからお互いがお互いの土壌で勝負したら、それぞれ圧倒的な力になる。
So, you mean Onis are not bound by anything physical?
全くではないわ。私たちがそれなりに言葉の制約を受けるように、彼らも少しは物理的な制約を受けるわ。だから物理的な対応では彼らにやられてしまう。
So, that's why squatting would work.
ジョージはよく鏡鬼なんて知ってたわね。
That's how kids in your village play tag, right?
そうね。今ではだいぶ廃れた鬼ごっこみたいだけどね。
Nevertheless, the Oni of the Kagami is still an Oni. They're bound by the rules of the children's game of tag that depicts the imitation of themselves. So, if I don't run away and remain squatting, they can't catch me. So in the end, they'll give up and go away.
そういうことよ。よくやったわ。正直、あなたが合わせ鏡をした瞬間はどうなるかと思ったけど。
You'll have to blame your personality for that.
私が？
You would always play around when there's no danger, but when there is a threat, you would definitely shoulder all the risk by yourself.
それは買いかぶりすぎだわ。単に本当の怪奇現象で楽しそうだったから。
I would be relieved if that was really the case. It's the first time I've seen you look like that, and ever since we were kids, so I thought it was going to be dangerous for sure. Just like that time when you showed me that serious expression, that terrible thing happened. Rio shot a sulky glare at me.
あなたに何がわかるもんですか。勝手に人を分かった気になっていればいいわ。
But she didn't seem to be that displeased. In fact, she actually looked happy. Typical tsundere. No, why are you hitting me?
今、勝手に私が嬉しそうとか思ったでしょ。それ間違いだから。 訂正しておいたわ。
Yeah, just tell me that. Why are you using your fists?
あら、長寿は妖怪じゃないから言葉より物質的な干渉の方が効果あると思って。
Are you an idiot?
長寿どうしたんだ？なんか顔青いぞ。
本当だ。大丈夫ですか？
What's wrong? Got your wits scared out by a Kagami cracking? Yeah, it's nandemonai. A strange phenomena that everyone else was unaware of. A strange phenomena that could even be described as my own delusion. Boso. That was the kind of strange phenomena the mirror-facing Oni was. War mysteries. Case 3. Mystery of the facing mirrors. Facing of the mirrors make you face the Oni. Case closed? Question mark. Alright, last case. That seemed...
携帯電話が鳴ってるぞ。
At least that was legit. Ish. Oh, it's mine. Moshi Moshi. Oh, dude! The hell couldn't I call you earlier? Yeah, I'm in school right now. It didn't take a genius to figure out who called him. Those dudes started chatting about stuff like why he couldn't reach him earlier. We're left with the last Yures ghost story. Now, where is it?
特定の場所はありません。最後の会期は校舎を徘徊しているそうです。
So, we had to walk around the school, huh? And this seemed to be quite different from the mirror-facing phenomenon a while ago. It's also a case where the likelihood of someone suspicious in school is most probable.
どういった話なのかしら。
4回期最後の話は七種の人形というお話です。
Nanashi no ninyo.
七種の人形？それは全く聞いたことない怪談ね。人形が校舎を徘徊しているとかかしら。
Is it something like the walking statue of Ninomiya Sontoko? Maybe it's a nameless walking statue. Nanashi walking statue.
いえ、銅像ではないみたい。綿の入ったごくごく普通のお人形だって、ただ人と同じくらい大きなお人形だと。
I recall my experiences from the previous case. That terrifying laughter. I hope that this last mystery would be solved peacefully, like the first two, and not like the facing Kagami.
それはまた随分と大きいのね。人と同じ大きさ？
ええ、それにはちゃんと訳があるんですよ。何でもその人形は人間になるために校舎を徘徊しているって話で。
A Nino wanted to become Ningen. What is this? What is that? Pinocchio?
なるほど。それで人と同じ大きさなの。
ええ、そして人形は人になるために校舎を徘徊し、人間を探し、人は人形になるために校舎を徘徊して人形を探す。
Wait a minute. But would there be anyone who wants to become a Nino?
さあ、ただそう言われているだけだから私もよくわからないわ。
I see. Soka. A Nino walking around was suspicious, but a Ishto doing so would just be normal. People dreaming of becoming a Nino would walk around the school night after night in search of a way of doing just that. From that, the ghost story of the Nino no Nanashi took form. An interpretation like that ran through my mind. So, the Nino will switch bodies with a human and turn into a human itself. Is that right? And it's also about someone walking around the school at night, hoping for that will happen, huh?
いえ、違います。人形が欲しいのは人間の体と言いましたが、全部ではないんです。
It doesn't want the whole body?
はい。人形は人間から体の一部分だけを奪っていくそうです。
Everyone gulped as they heard that.
人形は 右腕、左腕、右足、左足、胴、腰、頭の7つを7人の人間からそれぞれの一番いい部分を奪っていくそうです。そうやって名前もなかったただの人形は人の体を手に入れ人となる。7人の人間の死をもって人形は人の体を手に入れる。だから七死の人形、七死の人形、時に七死の人形なんて言われ方もします。
That's a good pun. Okay. Nanashi no Niño. Anyway. No matter what name it took, it still sounded equally terrifying. The optimistic air around everyone just a while ago had vanished without a trace.
だから七死の人形は校舎に7人の人間を誘い出すそうです。いえ、誘い込まれると言うべきでしょうか。
なるほど。誘い込まれるか。つまり人側の意志など関係なく七死の人形の意志によって集められてしまう。
はい。
それで分かったわ。つまり人形が人を探すのと同じように、それと知らずに人も人形を探してしまう。
So, that's the true meaning behind the idea of humans wanting to become dolls.
おそらくそうなるわ。
じゃあ、isn't that like what we're doing right now? おい！
おう、来たのか。
Go, man, boss. I didn't notice that I got a damn call, but I came rushing to the school as fast as I could. I see. So that's another one added to the group. It may be that there was some truth in this mysterious phenomenon. If the Nanashi no Niño phenomenon is real, we need to prepare a countermeasure.
対策？
Mysterious phenomena like these are bound by words, aren't they? So we could just have to avoid having a group of 7. Hey, what's wrong with you, dude? Is it just me, or are you acting really different now?
確かに、兄さんあれほど怯えていたのに。
Well, after experiencing a real case of mysterious phenomenon, I had to adapt to it, even if I didn't want to. I admit, this is frightening, but even if I was afraid, I had to find a solution. There were 6 people in the school just a moment ago, and you just had to come and make it 7. It's your fault. What the fuck, man? You want some of me? You're still unaware of the situation, huh? Delinquent A, explain to Delinquent B. The fuck is Delinquent A? I have a name. It's Asaba Michio, and mine's Baba Noboru. With a name like Asaba and Baba, wouldn't you rather be called A and B? And as I've said before, the Nanashi no Niño will only start appearing if there's a group of 7. Now there's a total of 6 people plus Sumugu in the school.
なるほど。すべての数が集まらなければ7人とならず、この会談は成立しない。
There weren't 7 people in the school earlier.
少なくとも今まで校内には6人しかいなかった。
And thanks to the appearance of Delinquent B, there's 7 now. It's Baba, not B.
つまり、この状態で紡さんが合流すると。
Something terrible might happen, assuming that this is real. And then what are we gonna do? Let's split up into 2 groups.
2班？
If we split up into 2 groups and we bump into Tsumugu, it won't be a group of 7. I see. You're pretty smart. Each group will take different routes to check out places we haven't gone to yet.
確かに、まだ不審者説がなくなったわけじゃないからな。
Yeah, you have to pay attention to anything occult while searching for any suspicious person. Why did it come to this? Why did we have to follow you? Well, we decided to join sticks, and so... Something is wrong. What kind of tragedy is this to be in a group of 3 men? How would I know?
仕方がない。私がそちらの班に行こう。
Boss! Alright. Wait, our number wouldn't be balanced.
長司が A かと亮の班になればいい。女の子だけでは何かと不安だろう。
Really? Onegase, Rio, Aika. As compared to Delinquent A, Delinquent B, and me. I'm pretty sure the power levels of the male side are way lower, actually.
いいのですか？鬼ヶ瀬さん、なんなら私が。
何を言ってるんだ。こいつらの扱いなど私しか知らないだろう。この班分けで問題ない。
Alright then. The 3 of us will go north, while Onegase and the rest will go south.
合流はどうする？
Let's see. It should be fine if we meet up at the school gate.
ああ、じゃあそれで行こう。
Damn. Look at those.
よかったのかしら。
What is it? Is there a problem?
いいえ、多分あなたが考えてるような意味ではなくて、あれであの子は結構人に気を使う子だから。
やっぱり。
とは言っても、あの不良たちと一緒にいられるのは種だけだろうし。
Hmm? What is she talking about? I don't get it at all. It wasn't long after we went down to the second floor that we noticed some noise. It was a noise so faint that one could hardly grasp if it weren't for the silent atmosphere.
なんか聞こえない？
I briefly interrupted Eika and focused my ears on picking up that faint sound.
あっちの方ね。
不審者でしょうか？
さあ、わからないわ。でも、あまり近くはないよね。
近くないのにこの声ってかなり大きな音じゃありませんか？
ちょうど校舎中心部かしら。
We looked toward where Rio was pointing. There was a line of special classrooms instead of the normal ones.
何かしら？何か見つけたの？
That's the biology lab, right?
生物室？生物室はあるけど、それがどうかしたのかしら？
I just remembered. There was something about it in the email.
メールって何のことですか？
I received an email about ghost stories in the school some days ago.
学校の階段のメール。
Yeah, but at the end of it, it said it was just fiction. I thought it was just spam.
どんなことが書いてあったの？
And there's a ghost, there's a unit in the school. At night, it drags students into the biology lab and slices them into pieces.
それって七種の人形のお話とそっくりなんだけど。
なるほど。それではこの音の犯人はこの先にある生物室に潜む幽霊ということ。
It's just a story in the email, though.
どちらにしても行って確認するしかないわね。
生物室ですか？
霊なのか、それとも不審者なのか。どちらにしろ放置はできない。あなたたちはここで待機していてもいいわよ。
Why are you saying that? Don't be silly.
そりゃ私は誰よりも強いし、なんと言っても本職の神職よ。相手が不審者でも人外のものでも対処できるわ。
Rio, I told you before, didn't I? Don't try to solve things on your own. No matter how strong you may be, you're just one person.
あなたに言われたくないわ。 さっきの大鏡の件もあるし。
But I did that because you tried to solve it on your own. If you didn't do that, I wouldn't have done something so dangerous either.
大鏡の件ってやっぱりあの時何かあったのですか？
Yeah, it might have only been a brief instant for you. You might not believe me, but
ジョージは合わせ鏡で呼び出された鬼によって死の境界線をさまよっていた。
what do you mean by border of life and death? It's nothing like that. Ita! Ryo pinched my cheek.
あなたがそう思ってないだけで、あれはそういうものなのよ。とても危険なものなの。それなのに本当にあなたは。
Signs of anxiousness appeared in Ryo's expression. She was worried about me earlier.
どちらにしても今度は全員で行くべきだと思います。さっき兄さんが体験したというものがそんなに危険なものだというのなら。
Eika. Well, you heard her, Ryo. Let's all go together.
確かにここから呼気が聞こえる。
What are we going to do? We're still not sure if it's just a Yure or someone suspicious.
私が先に入るわ。
There you go again with that. I should be the one who goes in first.
何が普通なの？そうやってさっきも危ない目にあったって。
I'm the student council president here, and the only man in this group.
危険に男か女かなんて関係ないわ。とりあえず私とあなたそれぞれエイカちゃんを守るような形でゆっくり入るのがいいでしょう。
でも
何でも一人で解決しようとしないことじゃなかったのかしら。
I really like their pointing their pointing expression. I remember them using it in fucking Himanatsu. Anyway. Tashikani. Okay, let's try going in then. Eika stood a little behind us while Ryo and I approached the entrance of the biology lab. Alright, is there a rope in the biology lab?
なわ？
While we handle whatever it is that's making these sounds, can you search the biology lab for a cord or anything similar?
どういうことかしら。
It might be useless if it's a Yure, but if it's someone suspicious, having something to tie him up after we push him over would help.
紐か。紐は難しいけどチューブとかあると思う。実験でよく使うから。でも縛れるほどのものがあるかどうかわからないけど。
If it's long enough, it'll work. I can hear it.
これは寝ているのかしら。
It sounds like someone is snoring, and whoever it was slept soundly. We're going in.
もし相手が不審者で寝ているのだとしたらこれはチャンスね。
Our eyes met, and we exchanged nods to make sure our preparations are correct. I'll open the door, trying to make as little noise as possible. I slowly slid the biology lab's door to the side. A snapping noise, like the sound of tearing rubber, goes out in the hallway, filling in the silence. Yabbit! I froze my hands instinctively from that noise. Through the gap of the faintly open door, a much clearer snoring started leaking out. Luckily, the fixed rhythm of the snore did not change one bit.
大丈夫みたいね。
I patted my chest in relief, and then placed my hands back on the door. This time, I acted as slow as I could, making sure not to create any noise. This much should be enough. I finally opened the door wide enough for one person to go through.
それで十分よ。
We peered into the biology lab through the gap. The room was lit by moonlight. The window was bright from the rays of the moonlight, but the floor wasn't clearly visible from the shadows of the tables. Ryo, and there it is. And in front of the line of the table's shadows, I noticed a round shadow on the furthest one.
人かしら。幽霊にしては生物的な感じしかしないわ。
Doesn't this look like a kaibutsu than a yure?
化け物？
Bakemono. Yeah, there are often things like this in school mysteries, right? Like someone who lives nearby raising a pet crocodile in the school pond, or how the school pond is actually connected to an underground lake that the Paleosaur would show itself occasionally. Paleosaur, that's a very specific thing. Aside from Yure and Yokai, Uma, like this, would also make its appearances in school mysteries. The round shadow was inflating and inflating rhythmically as it snored. We'll get close to it without noticing, then we'll press it down.
その後は縛って
Slowly, Yukuri, we entered the bio lab without making a single footstep noise. The closer we got to it, the louder its snores were. I looked toward Aika, who was waiting a few inches away from us.
大丈夫。チューブは確保したよ。
In her hands was a long tube. Tube. She passed it over to Rio. The plan was to have me pin it down while Rio tied it up. After locking onto our target, I raised the tree of my fingers and started the silent countdown. 3, 2, 1. I bent the last finger and my index finger down. Go! I tackled her target down to the floor and pinned it still. Rio quickly assumed her position to tie it up.
何事？何が起きてる？痛い！かなり痛い！
I got it, Rio. Now tie it up.
ロープ？え、何？プレイ？ローププレイ？
いいえ、多分その必要はないと思うわ。
Why not? It's obviously a human here.
確かに人間は人間だけど。
何事だ？
Come on, bastard. We're under fate of anything. Where's the shithead, huh? Huh? Onigase.
あなたたち、
Onigase and the two delinquents entered through the other door of the classroom.
その声、ジョージだったのか？なんだ、驚いたぞ。私はてっきり幽霊かなんかじゃないかと。ジョージ！お前、何してるんだ？
Huh? What do you mean?
それが誰だか分かってるのか？
Onigase could clearly see who this person was from her direction. Huh? You mean this person? Dare.
重い。私、きっとこのまま侵されてしまうのね。
No, seriously, who the fuck is this?
おかすジョージ、お前先生にそんなことするやつだったのか？
What? Sensei? It's one of those. You know how it's a trope that there's some teachers that look like children for some reason. You see that in Sakura no Uta and Doki. No, with that, we're fine with that. Sensei.
生徒と先生、禁断の恋ね。でも、もうちょっとムードってのがあると私的には完璧なんだけど。でもいっか。生徒と先生、そのシチュだけでオッケー。
Huh? You mean this person? Is a teacher?
それ私の担任だよ。恋桜先生、恋桜カレン先生だよ。
愛の狩人、恋桜カレンよ。よろしくね。あ、でも今はどっちかっていうと狩られる側。たまにはそれもいいかも。
Go ahead, I'll let you go right now.
あれ？やめちゃうの？私はいつでもウェルカムだから。生徒と教師の禁断の恋。たまらんわ。
そうなのか？ジョージは恋桜先生みたいな教師との禁断な恋が好きなのか？年上好きなのか？
No, you got it wrong.
ジョージ、 あなたいつまで恋桜先生を抱きしめているのかしら。
へえ、本当に兄さんは年上が好きなんだ。禁断の恋が白日のもとにさらされてしまったわ。
Bullshit! She has a full-blown sprite. Jesus fucking Christ. And she's actually well drawn. So, why were you sleeping all alone here, Sensei?
一人で寝てた？ああ、そうだ、鬼ヶ瀬さん。
私？
今日呼び出ししてたわよね。放課後生物室に来るようにって。
ああ、そう言われてみればそんな気がする。
先生ずっと待ってたのに。
So she waited until she fell asleep. Soka. You kept waiting the whole time until this hour.
時間？そういえばどうして真っ暗なの？これもプレイの一環？
Didn't you fall asleep?
私寝てませんわ。
You were!
またまた、そんなわけないよね。
私には寝ていたように見えましたけど。
あれ？あ、そうなのね。私寝ていたのね。どうも最近夢と現実の区別がつかないのよね。
What the fuck? That's one dangerous teacher right here. So, you're part of the reason for this too, Onigase.
面目ない。すっかり呼び出しを忘れていたぞ。
I see. A teacher waiting for a student until she fell asleep, and the student who forgot that she was a summon. Is their class really going to be alright? I couldn't help but start to worry about them. It was quite difficult for me to imagine that such an easygoing person is actually Onigase's homeroom teacher. That sounds a bit rude. Aika suddenly shouted. Everyone's shoulders except Koizako's and Ryo's jumped.
どうしたんだエイカ、いきなり大声出して。
今、7人。
Oh yeah, we had that shit going on. Huh?
今、この教室で7人になっちゃってるよ。
Huh? 7 people. Me. Ryo. Aika. Onigase. Delinquent A, Delinquent B. I said I'm not A. It's Asaba. And I'm Baba. Baba. And lastly,
何ですか？
Koizakura Sensei. She has a full sprite. There were exactly 7 people gathered in this biology lab.
廊下から足音が。
こちらに近づいてくるわね。
Is it because we had 7 people here?
7人がどうかしたの？
Something terrible will happen
どうして？
because of the Nanashi no Niño.
七種の人
That's right. A Niño who wants the human body will appear when there's a group of 7 people.
形？七種の人形。それ発音違うわよ。
The name?
正しくは。
Almost everyone.
皆様、ここにいらっしゃったのですか。
Sumagu? What a shock. To be honest, I almost fainted out of fear.
はい、皆様どうしたのですか？顔が真っ青ですけど。
大変だぞ。七種の人形が7人でジュマ州で、ここには7人なんだぞ。
はあ、とおっしゃられても少々理解に苦しむのですが。でも
What's wrong?
7人じゃないですよ。
What do you mean?
そうね。紡さんが来たのだからもう7人ではないわ。
はい、私がどうかいたしましたか？紬さん、ありがとうございます。
Aika cried and hugged Sumagu. It was one tight hug too.
これは一体。
It's a long story, but at least we can finally feel relief for now. Despite how she acts, I guess Aika was still a girl after all. She must have been really afraid.
はあ、まだ理解しきれてないのですが、私の存在が栄華様の心の静音につながったのであればよかったです。
Sumagu said that and then tiptoed to pat Aika's head.
どうですか？落ち着きましたか？はい、すみませんでした。取り乱してしまって。いえ、お気になさらずに。
I then explained everything to Sumagu. After hearing about it, Sumagu smiled thinly.
なるほど。それで安心されていたのですか。
Well, of course we are. It would have been bad if we were a crew of 7, but since you're here, we have 8 people.
長司様、見落としてませんか？七種の人形の生贄の話なのですよ。
Human sacrifices?
はい。七種の人形は7人の人間から体の一部分を奪っていって人間になると。
Yeah, but there are 8 people here. We'll be alright.
七種の人形。いえ、七種の人形は新しい仲間を作るために潜伏し、生贄を呼び込むんです。もちろん人間として紛れ込んで。
Huh?
七種の人形は人間が7人揃うことを待っている。そのためにいつでもすぐそばにいる。
What do you mean?
つまり人間が7人集まると良くないではないのです。なぜなら7人では人形が紛れることができませんから。
なるほど。人形は7人揃うのを人間に紛れて待っている。つまり7人ではなく8人揃った時こそ呪いが成就したことを意味する。
Hey, are you serious? Mixed within us? You mean the all 7 deaths is among us? Among us.
7人の生贄、1人の7種の人形、合わせて8人。つまり今の私たちの状態です。8人揃ってしまった時、誰が人形かを確認する方法があります。
All eyes in the room fell onto Sumagu.
七種の人形が七種の人形へと変わる理由が2つあります。一つは言うまでもなく7人の死を求める人形だから。そしてもう一つの理由が、七種の人形は体の一部を奪うとき、一緒にその人間の名前の一文字を奪っていくのです。その結果、七種の人形は体と同時に名前を手に入れる。
Okay, that's clever.
七種ではなくなった人形に残るのは7人の死という事実。だから七種の人形となる。つまり七種の人形は7文字の名前を持って人間の中に紛れ込んで生贄を集めるってことなんですか？そういうことです。つまり
人形が集めた人間には7つの名前がない。人形だけが7つの名前を持つ。これが七種の人形が七種の人形とも言われるゆえんです。
I'm pretty sure if we know Japanese, we would have figured out someone here who has 7 characters. Anyway. So, the person with 7 characters in their name would be the doll, right? Nino, right? Who has 7 characters in their name here? Mine is Yanagise Shoji. That's 8 characters.
私はユーカはリオ6文字。
Mine is Asaba Michio, 6. Mine is Baba Noboru, 5.
文字数？私は恋桜カレンで8文字だけど。
私は普通に鬼がせったねって6文字だ。
Who's left?
私、
What's wrong?
私、7文字なんだけど。
Nanamuji. Huh? Alright. Aika is Yanagase Aika. 7 characters.
でも信じて、私は人間だよ、人形じゃない。
That's what a doll would say.
七種の人形伝説は人形以外の生贄は全員7文字以外の文字だと聞いていたのですが、
だったら
そんな、私、
No, you're wrong.
兄さん、
Aika isn't a Nino.
そうね。
なんでそうなるんだ？
申し訳ありません。私も養老紡ぐで7文字なんです。それで少しいたずらをと思ったのですが。
つまりはどういうことになるんだ？
Just a ruse, bro. Sumari, because there are 2 people with 7 characters in their name now. The stuff about the doll of 7 names, she said, was bullshit.
さらに補足させていただきますと、7人集まると人形に連れ去られるというのもデタラメだと思います。
なぜそう思うのかしら。
少なくとも一度完全に7人になった瞬間がすでにあります。
A time when we had an exact group of 7. Ah. That's right. Me, Ryo, Aika, Onigase, Sumugu, Delinquent A, and lastly, Perry's. Omen Train Bistro. That was when we all had that. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the count with Perry's son.
ペリー様がいらした時、確かに7人が集合していました。ですが、その時何も起きてません。
Which means this Nanashi no Nino is total nonsense.
そんなことないわよ。
Are you trying to scare us too, Koizakura sensei?
そうじゃなくて、少なくとも七種の人形が七種の人形なのは本当なのよ。
What do you mean?
それ、理事長のダジャレなの。
A joke? What do you mean?
この学園はもともとは歌木とセントリーオン学園を統合して作ったのは知ってるわよね。それで今の名前になったわけなんだけど。
Before I continue, I realized that Karen's sprite looks like the young Hinazakura of Hinamatsu if you turn her hair like silver. Never mind. Yeah. Wutaki Hote School is a pretty bizarre name.
ここの学園の名前を決め
She
る
has so much facial
理
expressions.
事長が名前を決めるのめんどくさがって最初歌木七種学園と言ったの。
What kind of chairman is that? Kikucho is that?
でも実際は布袋って名前が入ってますよね。歌木七種学園なんて名前ではないですよ。
布袋というのはそのまま七福神の神様から取ってきたんだけど、この 神様の配置の最後は誰になると思う？
Well, if we're going with what you said, that'll be Hote, right?
そう、つまりね、七福神の人形を買ってくるとあれは7番目になるのよ。
Could it be that?
この学区で歌木とリオンが統合されて、実質ここが7番目の学園となったから、理事長が戯れにその時送られてきた七福神人形を見て、
So, that's why he put the name Hote in. Well, I did hear that name Hote was added because it was the 7th school, but from a reason like that.
7子って理事長が喜んで言ってたギャグでね、ナンバー7だからこの学園は7子、つまり7子。
Bro, they really made an effort to her expressions. I bet she's like a character that only exists for this exact moment.
布袋って縁起がいい名前なんだけど、理事長は単に名前が決められなかったから、7子からナンバー7、布袋という流れで決まってしまったという。
Wait, so the nameless Niño, Nanashi no Niño, the 7th doll, the monk Hote-sama.
その7子の人形ってお話は本当でね、それがそのままこの学園の命名の流れになるの。
What the heck? I see. It makes sense why the ghost story of the nameless Nanashi no Niño emphasized it would appear in the whole school. A phenomenon happening on the scale of the whole school was rather unique, so it was actually about the idea behind the school's name. How the hell did it turn into a ghost story? Like seriously, what the fuck? 4 mysteries, case 4. Nanashi no Niño. The Nanashi Niño came from the school's name. Case closed. So there was only one legit case. A long and chaotic day had finally come to an end, and now a new day was about to begin. If it wasn't a weekend today, I would probably be dead right now. All these damn mysterious phenomena that ended up as false alarms and stuff. It's almost daybreak. Someone came knocking on my door. Come in.
今日はお疲れ様。
What an interesting pajama. Yeah, you too, Ryo.
私は疲れるほど働いたとは思わないけど、主にあなたが解決したのじゃない？
Yeah, of course not.
今回本当に怪異と言えるものは鏡鬼だけだったわ。しかもかなりの危険なものだった。
Something like that should be pretty safe with your Miko outfit, right?
どうかしら。難しかったんじゃないかしら。それとも着たいの？
Of course not.
そう。あなたが望むならいつでも着せてあげるのに。
Don't be dumb. Why would I want to wear that?
結構似合うかもしれないわよ。
Fit my ass? You're the one who should be wearing stuff like that, not me.
あら、あんなものを日常に着るわけないでしょ。あなたは変態だからああいうのが好きだっていうのはわかるけど。
Liking it doesn't make me a hentai.
あら、その言い方。巫女服が大好きなのは否定しないのね。
Well, I do like them, but not a hentai, okay?
他にどんな理由があるのかしら。
It's because I've seen you wear that many times back in the village. So when you wore it, I just realized again how much it suits you, since you look just like before.
そう。
I don't know if it was the atmosphere at the time, but it felt like it suits you the best now that you've gotten taller. Even though you didn't wear it to show me, I was just happy to see you looking like that. It has been a while too.
当たり前じゃないかしら。あなたのために着てるわけないじゃない。
Typical Sundari. I know. You don't have to point that out.
まあ、あなたが良かったのなら良かったんじゃないかしら。勘違いしないでよ。私はあなたに喜んでもらえて嬉しかったとか言ってるんじゃないからね。私はただ本来の目的以外にもプラスアルファ的にいいことがあったから、
Plus alpha.
そのお得というか、 とりあえずそういうことよ。
I get it already. I wouldn't be able to see it if I wanted to. I guess in a way I should be thanking these phenomena. If these didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have been able to see you wearing it again.
別にあなたが望んでも着ないわけじゃないし。
She already went all there. Huh?
違うわよ。そんな意固地に着たくないとかいうものじゃないって意味よ。巫女服ぐらいそんな大層なものじゃないわ。別に二度と見られないなんてことないし、あなたが見たいなら私服代わりに着たって。いいえ、別にあなたに見てほしいとかじゃないわよ。
Ita, why are you pinching me?
テンポ崩れるわ。不愉快だわ。
What? Nade. All I did was compliment on how the outfit suits you. What's wrong?
見るな。私を見るな。でも私の巫女装束似合ってたんだ。
Yeah.
なるほど。あなたは本当に変態ね。
How did it turn into that?
まあそういった意味ではたまに着てあげないこともないわ。
Huh?
あなたが変態で何をしでかすかわからないから、そういう鬱屈したものを吹き飛ばすためにもたまに着てあげないこともないって言ってるのよ。
Thanks for that, then.
何ヘラヘラしてるのかしら。バカじゃない？
Since you're willing to do that, I wouldn't mind wearing anything you want me to in return.
そんなのいらないわよ。というかうぬぼれないでよ。あなたが何着たって嬉しくなんかないわよ。
I suppose so. That's normal.
考えておく。
Huh?
うるさい。とりあえず一回私は巫女服を着たのだから、あなたも一回だから覚えておきなさいよ。
But you didn't wear it for my sake at that time.
うるさいわね。喜んでいたのは確かでしょ。とりあえず覚えておきなさい。
Ryoga turned around vigorously and opened the door.
とりあえず今日はお疲れ様。あとありがとう。
He said that. Thank you. Now that's rare. Ryo actually thanked me. Well, I guess all those scary stuff that happened today weren't that bad. Alright, let's all go to sleep now. Alright, our favorite Subahibi soundtrack. This ringtone. What happened that night replays vividly in my head. As I looked into the display, there was a message with the title, "Your nighttime entertainment is our commitment. Neo Sumugu Express Courier." What the heck does she mean? What does she mean by Neo? I had the urge to reply, "Go man, I have enough stock." And that's because I do have enough stock. How? I just bought them, of course. Of course, I'm talking about my masturbation snack. And this time, I won't let her find it easily, even though a locked drawer shouldn't be that easy. I hid them in an attic from the closet. So, good night. Before I could even finish, the ringtone interrupted me and rang up again.
天井裏以外にも隠してあったのでしょうか。
I silently got up and turned on the lights, then went toward this closet. There was no trace of the scent of the thick dust I remembered just a few hours ago. And the attic was clean as a whistle. So clean that there was not a hint of dust, dirt, or masturbation snacks. I got back down from the attic and picked up the ketai I left on my bed.
はい、こちらネオ特急つむぎ。失礼しました。こちらネオ特急つむぐ便です。ご用件をどうぞ。
Espresso? Wait, did I already reuse this? We haven't had the unique CG yet. for the last 2 hours, so I might have to change some CGs, I guess, in my thumbnails and whatever. Anyway, explain yourself.
はい。迅速丁寧をモットーに、長司様の夜の生活をサポートするため、日々努力を重ねております。
Then, give me back my stuff.
嫌です。
Oi!
だって、長司様には私だけを見てほしい。他の女性の体を見てほしくないんです。私だけを見てください。
スムグ。
という清純プレイがお好みなのでしょうか。本日回収いたしました資料を見た結論からすると、切れてしまいました。いろいろと。
Damn it. After hanging up the phone, words of regret escaped my mouth. Though it was faint, my heart had skipped a beat from Sumugu's words. Her again, huh? What sort of message did she send me now?
先ほどは大変失礼いたしました。お詫びに、本来でしたら有料となる夜のおかずをご用意いたします。今後ともネオ特急つむぐ便をご愛顧くださいませ。
I feel like she might turn into another express courier company tomorrow. Oh well, not like it matters. I threw my cat eye onto my bed and ignored the message. No, wait. An idea sprung up into my mind. It'll be no fun if I just keep losing to her like this. I'll put aside the matter of the earlier loss. I'll pretend to be the seed, then find a chance to counter back at her. Alright. I hurriedly carried out my plan and started typing my reply message. Send.
ご利用ありがとうございます。それではしばしお待ちください。
Didn't you say that you'll deliver instantly with swiftness and care as your motto?
いろいろと準備や覚悟が必要なんです。
Sure. How can her message be a reply to something I just spoke of? But I decided to leave that aside for now, since I got a feeling that I would lose if I delved too deep into this.
お待たせしました。
You sure it took a while. I opened the message she sent me. Just like on that day, only a portion of the whole image was attached. She's using the same method again. But unlike that day, the first message she sent already had a slit. Is this a difference between paid and free? Just like at that time, there were lots of slits inside the image. However, this looks like a little puffier than the last time. It was just a little, but it seems significantly bigger than the image of her elbow at that time. Is this her leg or a picture of her knee? Oh well, a knee or an elbow, neither mattered to be honest. As long as I can say this was a scam, either of them works. I learned my lesson from that time, so show me a photograph from a little further away and send.
これ以上は有料です。
Did you say that it was free as an apology?
これ以上はガチ有料です。ご利用ありがとうございました。
And who said I wasn't gonna pay? I'll pay, so send me the image.
1億万円です。
Do you take me for a kid?
本当に子供なら1無料対数円とか言います。
1 trillion yen it is then. I'll pay you when I succeed in life.
出世しないじゃありませんか。だから無効です。
Don't go deciding on my life like that. Compared to last time, I felt she was way ahead of me. Could it be that she realized that what I'm doing? This is Sumugu we're talking about, so this wasn't impossible. I'll even pay you by loan, so send me the picture.
ネオ特急つむぐ便は破産申請を行い倒産しました。長い間のご愛顧ありがとうございました。
Don't go bankrupt like that. Just hurry up and send the picture. Return mail user unknown. She changed the mail address. So. The number you called is not available. So, she's going that far, huh? If I head down to the backyard, I could talk to her immediately. But since she had gone this far, I felt like I was the one who lost. I stared at the picture she sent earlier and laid down on my bed. That's Sumugu. She saw through my plan, huh? I stared at the photograph of her knee. What's this? A certain sensation emerged from within me as I stared at the image for an extended period of time. Do I have a knee fetish? For some reason, I was getting turned on by Sumugu's photograph of her knee. What the hell? Did something in me just awaken? In the end, after looking at that photograph, in order to let myself calm down, I used Sumugu's knee photograph and I'll leave it to your imagination. Our guy is so desperate that night. I am gonna call it for the night. We'll get back to this on Friday. I might actually have a lot of time on Friday, so who knows? We might finish the common route. Okay, I'm just gonna save here, man. I'm just gonna save here. I'm just gonna save here. All right, that's it for today, and I hope you guys enjoy watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.